Hello, everybody. I'm Henry Lee. This is a special personalized name seal carving and design and carving process video. I like to show Forrest Sherman, which he'll get on soon. If not, this will be a recording on YouTube in my channel. Let me start with this name seal, then we'll do the mood seal if we have time. This one is very special because we made the name into two connected seals on one stone. Because if you use this rectangular shape stone for name seal, it will be too long, not practical, to go with your signature. Usually we use a square stone at the size like a thumbnail. So we decided to separate the two characters, Pine Forest, which is the pen name of Forrest Sherman, and so we use one for pine and one for forest, but separate them. So together it reads pine forest. This one is designed in Yuan Dynasty style of fine line style, and this is Han Dynasty. Is actually the old script style called Han Seal script style. So round Yuan Dynasty round red line style, Yuan Zhu Wen. That's the whole name, academic name for this style. Means Yuan Dynasty cursive around red stroke style, Yuan Zhu Wen. Okay, and Forrest has asked me to do the writing, the signature design for him. So I'm going to record this. How to sign. You can write in standard script or print, depends on the painting style. You can use the script. That's a pine and forest. This is the tree radical. For forest, there are two trees side by side. Okay. And when you have two trees, you vary a little bit. This one is a little smaller, and with this fourth stroke short instead of extended, fully extended as the other one. Okay. So this is the print standard script. Let me grind a little bit this ink. I use liquid ink from the bottle, and with water I dilute it a little bit, so it's not dark enough. I grind it then to make a thicker paste. Okay, and you can write faster. We call it running, walking style. Walk. This is stand, and then the next one is walking. So you cannot combine some of the strokes like that. but still um, they're combined. Some connect, but still you can distinguish which one is which, right? And don't change this stroke order. For signature styles, cursive style, running style, all means the same. It's fastest, so you write faster, like so. So this part is still the same, and then um, it's one stroke, so you have to memorize it. Something like that. So this two can combine, and you can maybe make this even shorter, so the lower part is just like smaller. Okay, Ling Forrest. You can combine all elements into one. So like one horizontal stroke for both of the trees, and then two trunk, and then two branches only. Okay, so that's cursive style. Let me write it again. Try to do it better. Yeah, this could be combined like that. So let me write this way. Song Ling. Okay, that's signature style. So this here's two dots. So you need to uh, lift the brush bit in between, like that, and then the lower part. Okay. So you can start practice this, and then goes faster gradually. If you want to learn more uh, different variations, you can search on Google uh, for this 草书 or grass style samples. I can send you a link if you need it. Let me write. Let's see if I can do the link here. I'll do it in privately. Anyway, so let me explain how to use this this format. This is the first time we're going to do this. But I have two samples here. One from name serif of my wife Victoria, and this is my name seal. Show you how I use it. I'll do mine first. So you can put the two seals in one stamp. So you load both seals like that, and just like that. So you got two. This is a family name with the hometown name. So Shanyin Li Shi, the Li family from Shanyin, which is a city my father was born. So we treat that as the family hometown. And then this is the first name, Xiaohui, my personal name. And what if we want to make the seal separately, like you only want to use the upper part or the lower part. Here's the trick. I would use a piece of tissue. It could be computer paper or anything, and I just blot the one I want, and then just use the other one. So you can still load, but many, if you want to use the top one, you just load the top. But what if you touch the bottom? The bottom is already loaded, so you hide it like that. Just put a tissue like that, and then you just this tissue, this paper towel is maybe too thick, a tissue, or just some kind of copy paper, tracing paper, something non-absorbent like this kind of paper would be even better, I think. But you can do it with anything, even with paper towel. You see that? Okay. So here I only use the top part, and then you can do the same thing for the lower part. So I load the ink and then hide the top one. Okay, then I can adjust the placement, the distance between the two. So I can okay, and here is the comparison. This one I did two at one stamp. This one I did separately. I can kind of arrange the distance, maybe alignment as well. If you have a long inscription, you can put the seal along that line in different places. Don't have to be on the same axial. So this is how convenient or flexible it is. I got this one for my birthday, I think, in 1984 by a good friend and classmate in Nanjing University, a professor now in archaeology. He's a very famous seal engraving artist, also my mentor. And this one is my wife's combined seals. Okay, just try one stamp for two first. Okay, because she has double name, like Wee Wee, the same character, so we have a larger one under it. Anyway, so it's not the same size, but you can make it into the same size if you like. Again, you can separate the two. It will look a little nicer, maybe. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to. I think you got the idea, right? Just the same. You can do the same, and you just make the two seals separate more with more distance in between by doing the two separately. So This is the same kind of function. I'm going to show you the process of carving forest pine forest name seal. So stay tuned. Here we got the printout from the design. I made multiple copies just in case I need to do the transfer more than once, because sometimes you might not make a perfect transfer, because the stone is quite long than this, so I have the opportunity to make it in the perfect distance. It's not exactly one seal in between, but it's about 3/4, maybe a little more. Anyway, it looks nice and balanced, not too close, but you can make them close if you want, by separate prints with a piece of paper, imprints. Okay, and here I rubbed it on the stone. It's a laser jet copy, not inkjet. Okay, and then I use a liquid. It's a nail polish remover called acetone remover. Just put a little on the back of the paper and press before it gets dry. It dries pretty fast, evaporate very fast, and then magic. Oh, not perfect, because it's out of the stone, this edge. So I have to redo this again. Okay. I just use the sandpaper, erase it. Okay, erase it, and then take another shot. Sometimes I may need all this. Okay, if I'm lucky, I will do it in one attempt. Maybe I was too late to press it, so I will press a little sooner. Sometimes if you press too soon, it will get smeared. So I try to wait for the right moment, just before it gets dry, but not too wet. Look at this. Do this. That's near perfect, I think. Yeah, we barely fit that inside the stone. This is a nice stone. It's the last piece we have. No more as a Tianhuang or yellow field stone. Anyway, so I'm going to maybe use a clamp. I rub it because this is not square. It's kind of difficult to grab. Alright. Okay. Well, it might take a while to get this stone into, like, you can see this deep cut here. That's the deepest part. So when you have a large opening, you have to cut it deep, otherwise the paper may get into the, the stain, got stains. So you need to cut that. In between the two seals, I cut a line, which will be the deepest of this work. That's kind of hard work. I think it's kind of, I feel this is very time consuming, so I may just do the ink face before you go to sleep. Right, let's do the design first. This stone is kind of hard. Every stone is different, especially because this shape, I cannot really fix it. That's a bit of a challenge. Let me take my coats off. So it takes more energy than you think. Oh, it's better. Okay. Okay. Let's try this. Yeah. I may take it off the clamp to do this part because I cannot hold it stable. Yeah, let me finish carving this one, then I go to the top one, which is more difficult. But I get hold of the feel, each stone chips differently and takes different kind of approach. So I need to practice a little bit, get used to this before I do the fine line style. So my approach to this is to cut the middle of the stroke first, then I gradually broaden it. Sometimes, some part I just do it in one cut, some I will repeat. So you can see why I turned the stone, because my stroke is not smooth on. Oh. Okay, there's a crack on the stone that just dropped. Okay, this is what I will do. I will make the two seals closer instead of separate too far, because that a little bit, actually it's a little bit, you can see the other stones. It should be okay. So we can still use this stone. So the stone comes with a crack that just chopped off. I'm glad it happened right in the beginning. It could happen when I finish this one. then I have to do the whole thing again. So I was lucky, huh? We're lucky. Let me see. So I just erase the whole thing, and then I'll use computer to adjust the distance. Maybe I just cut it off and then make two prints on the stone. So I have to redo this. Interesting. You can see, the stone comes with some cracks. Maybe this part too. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'll be very careful though. But normally, if I finish carving, you don't use knife, you may never cut that if you don't drop it, on the ground. So it's a sturdy material, but sometimes when you apply force, it might chip like that. It's just chipped. You can glue it back, but it's not worse. Let me just do it. This is why I, make this video. You never know what's going to happen, and then it's hard to explain to the customer what's going on. So you just erase it. I could use a coarse paper. Didn't prepare for this, but just take a longer time to do this on this paper. So all I need to do is cut, erase this little cuts. Not too deep. So, yeah, it's almost there. Okay. Let me see. Just a little bit. This cut was too deep. Just remove all. This soapstone is very soft. Easy to erase. Okay, it's almost. I rotate to the side so the surface is leveled. They don't have to be exactly the same flat. Some may do that, but for me it's like a relief. And I like the little kind of unevenness in the stroke. Just make it more natural, so I don't have to use a perfectly flat stone to do. And because we use rubber underneath it, a little uneven is okay. but we want to make the surface very shiny. So you just kind of like very gently in circular motion, you can make it less scratches, no scratches. That's good. So this is the way to remove a mistake. It's about 2 minutes, maybe 1 millimeters deep already. Anyway, I'm going to. It's not going to fit. Oh, it's. Let's see. Let me try to do it separately. So we just take one at a time. Let's just do one top. Acetone. Oh, I moved it because it's blurred. I'll use that again. So let's do this one first. Okay. And the bottom. Can't move it. I tried to adjust the placement. I can't. Oops. Okay. Let's see. I think it's okay. See, I even planted the chip down here, but now it's okay to have that chip on top, I think, instead of here. So it just happened. Something. We just go with the natural way. Okay, now I use this. That's nice. It's all fit. But the problem is they're not straight. So what can I do? I like that one. It's better. But this one should be a little twisted. So let me see if I can do this one again. Okay. Okay, I erased that one just a little bit. Okay, now we can do this one then. Make sure that your alignment is okay. If everything still not okay, I would make another computer alignment. I wish this would okay. So we just go with this line, which is the straight side. There's a slant side on this stone that makes it difficult to align to begin with. So I'm going to do this way. Hey, we got it. I think it's the alignment is perfect. And the distance, you know, see, this is what other seals I got. It's still wider than my seal, and more distance than this one. So it's okay. I think this one may work even better. We could make it more separated, but you can use a piece of paper, you know, just to do it in two stems if you need. So there will be, it will be good to go with the painting, you know. The distance between the two go with the signature and the what composition compositioner needs. I'll be very careful this time not to chip another thing because I see there's a crack something there, so I'll be very careful not to push too hard. Like I said, if you don't drop it, this kind of crack will last. They already existed for like many years, you know. It's very hard to make that kind of chip unless you use a knife like this to do that. So this is a really, let me see. I think it's better just hold it with my left hand instead of the clamp, because the clamp make it more mechanical. You really cannot coordinate the two hands. So I just use bare hand. The strategy is the same. I cut the area, the wide open area first. That means in between two strokes, just like create the large division of strokes. Then I will cut deep, and deeper, deeper and deeper. So I just cut the center of the open space first. And that will provide a support for all my strokes later. You see this corner naturally missing. That's perfect as my design. As you see on my design, that upper left corner is missing. and this stone just happened to chip on that in this same corner, so I don't have to really fake it. It's just there. And cut the edge carefully, little by little, so I don't make the same mistake again. This is a stone that was unearthed from water paddy, because it's like a, we call it just water field, yellow water field stone, which is less expensive than the mountain field stone. You know why? Because they're softer and maybe, you know, inferior than the, because if you got the yellow field stone, the real one, it will cost like a gold. 1 gram equals to 1 gram of gold. It's a really precious stone, but not this. This one is okay, not so expensive like the yellow field, mountain field. This is the paddy field, the water field. Okay, do this little round thing. I'll do a dot to start with in the middle. I just roll the stone to make it round. Actually, it's in between round and the square, so it's kind of interesting shape. This fine line style is really challenge. Where's my printout? Okay. I have it in the mirrored image here, so I can take a look. Thicker in it. They're suggesting first. Let me see. Ah, I see what you mean. Like a hold the stone this way. Is that what you mean? Let me see. This way, maybe. This won't work because, see, this is for the round thing and not for this. So let me see. I think it won't work if I hold this way. You mean it's unstable. Let's see. It just, I think it's better just like that. The thinner is it's more stable for sure, because I still have to use this, but maybe not use this felt. Just so okay. Let me see. Wow, it won't fit. This is too small. So I have to take this chips away. So okay, let me see. Because this part is not even, that's why I have to use a buffer like this felt. Otherwise, it's hard to grab. I think this worked for a while, so it should be okay. Okay, it's pretty tight, but I cannot push it. It's going down. I have to kind of hold it with my left hand. Yeah, we'll work around it, I think. Here's the thing. Yeah, when I push, it goes down. That's the problem. It goes down. That's the problem. Because it's smaller, like thicker down the bottom. See if I squeeze it, it moves. It's difficult. Okay, I just have to tighten it, I think. Now I have a chuck in the middle of two strokes, so I always put my knife tip along that trail in middle of the two strokes. Then I can go in closer to that stroke I'm working on. That's the way I planned to do it. So here is the place I didn't put a trail. I need to do that right now. that separate this. Okay, when I do the continued like a long stroke, like this vertical stroke goes all the way from here to here. I do it in one step, so I don't lose track. They're not. I make sure they're on the same line, and also this side. So just be sure they continue, not to lose track, off track. I carefully draw this bottom line that separate with all the strokes. I think some strokes actually touch the edge, which I think is natural. So, but on the bottom we didn't plan that. So I just draw a cross long space. Separate our strokes on the bottom from the skirting. Okay. And we have a corner which is not straight corner. It's a little bit like old TV monitor. That's nice corner. In sealed engraving, we always make that look like rounded. Okay. So we can always make the stroke thinner, but not thicker if we go over too much. I mainly make sure they are symmetrical. And this style is very, very mechanical, so to speak. Almost quite perfect, symmetric, geographic shapes. Not much room to play like other styles. That's very classic. I rarely do this style because it's not like gombi painting. I rarely do it. I know how to do it, but it's not my personal favorite style. You have just to go little by little with patience. We will do that. And do it in the right way, so I don't cut right close to the line first. I get as far as I can away from the line. Then gradually I'm getting closer and closer and closer to the thickness of the stroke. That's how it is Okay. We, we want to make it very fine. However, there's a balance issue between the two. I don't want to make it too light, so it will lose the weight to balance between the two seals. It's a group seal, you know, almost like a one seal. It should have the same weight in the composition. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Maybe we should not make it too narrow. Not because of I can't, but because the balance between the two seals. We want to open that corner completely because it's a little bit risk taking, but that's how it's planned. That's the first stroke of this seal. So that's where the chi comes in. It's the entrance. Okay, so that's it's already gone, the corner. So we just confirm that, conform to that. Okay, now the top line should be a little thinner as the other strokes. I'll keep seeing. Okay. Notice the round stroke. Round stroke. Every stroke is rounded, except the vertical ones. Okay. Okay. The clamp really help this to focus in the camera. I don't have to worry about that, right? Okay, this is the center of the camera. Oh, thicker padding. I think it's working now, so don't worry about that. Thank you for your suggestion. Okay, now this stroke should be much thinner, much thinner, much thinner. When I made the transfer, the stroke tended to smear or bleed a little bit. Looks thicker than the design, but that's good. I can see it at least. It's usually thicker border on the bottom, so I leave it a little more than the Other side. This may be a little too thick on top and to work more. Hairs in accuracy. Just separate the stroke from the border a little bit. This part I can't do it, I think. Okay. There we go. I think I got it. I got a little chip there. Careful, Henry. Okay, I think it's done there. Okay, relatively easy on this one because it's in style. Negative. This is positive carving. But for beginners, in style is more challenge. Believe it or not, it's more calligraphic. I'll work on this little ditch later. Hope it would not break, because I need to put it on the table to do that. I better wear a mask. Same idea, just cut in the middle of the stroke. If not big enough, you need to rotate the side. There's some lost and found lines, which is deliberate to make it more interesting. Instead of complete, you don't want to make it complete, right? To leave room for the viewer. Not all the lines are the same width. There's a rhythm like music. Some just a hair thin, one's cut, some double cut. We try to hide the tip of the knife to make it look like a bronze. Oops, almost slipped. Okay. idea completes or continues with absence of stroke. Same idea in painting. Suggestive painting strokes. Same idea. My first lesson, my teacher told me this phrase: idea completes with absence of stroke. Don't complete, in other words. Don't complete. Don't complete. Henry, leave space in between strokes. Although it's squareized hand script, we try to make it round some, on the corners, so it's kind of echo with the first seal on top. And we have a little bit stroke, almost like the negative of the first one. So we have a round, very narrow stroke to echo the first style. This is for unity. Same idea as painting. We kind of repeat some element. Almost like a round stroke on this one, so that create unity and some kind of calligraphic feel, like smearing, dry brush stroke. But we also want it to be different, variety. Okay, now be very careful not to make the whole stone collapse. Let me just take it off. I'll just work on the margin now. I see there's sand, like little small rocks in the. I have to use much force to get them off the way. You can see there are some glass kind of parts of sand. Yeah, I got a sand there. I'm afraid this will. Okay, I'll just chop it off, little by little, little by little. Okay. Okay. There. This part is a little bit tricky. I have to do it like a stroke, little by little. No other way. Let's see. Let me just cut from this side. Scoopy. I don't mind this chip. I don't mind this chip. See this seal here, they did the same thing. Okay. It has to be quite deep because we have a large space like that. Easy to get stains. So how deep depends on the space between two strokes. Sometimes go slow is the best way. Then go overdoing it. Cutting. Okay, we are almost there. This is a planned chip, but I will leave it. Let me see if there's chip. No, the chip happened on this corner, so I don't want to fulfill this one, and I like that gray stroke without the chip attached, so that's okay. Let me just make this slope a little step down so it will not be too close to this, to make stance when you wave it. That's interesting. It's kind of a happy accident, I think. I like the distance now instead of, two separate, because it's more like this, a little wider than this. Yeah. So it's nice. Okay. I think this one, before we do the imprint, I want to fine tune a little bit. Just make it a little thinner. I was a little afraid to use too much power. See, like that, it could chip. So just be careful not to repeat the same mistake. It's not a mistake, it's just an accident. So okay, let me see this one. We will try to make this chip naturally happen, so look completely natural. this corner. And we even make a little kind of dot like a remaining from natural force. Okay, almost. I think just the little spots, little dots remaining. I can see them. Sooner or later, I have to take care of these extra dots. Okay. If you have a slope like here, if you wave this seal when you stand, you've got thicker lines. So I try to make it steeper. That should take care of that. You know. Alright. Let me dust it off. Okay, I'll be right back. I just washed it. Wash out the debris. And you need to dry it because the ink is oil based. It's not. If you have water on it, you can unload the ink. Let me use this old pad first, because I want the dry copy kind of to see without much ink, just exactly the stroke look like. Okay, here's the design. Oh no, this is the flipped. Here's the design. And this is the signature. Okay. I'm gonna to put this soft pad, but I use a mirror just for just like if you put it directly on the table, you don't need a mirror. A hard surface. Okay. And then you do it again. You tap gently, and then one stamp for two. Okay, not too bad. Okay, so I need to adjust the bottom of this one. Just to round it. As you can see here, I was too afraid to make it too much, so now I have to do that. I just cut that. I think this seal is a little thicker than this computer drawing, but it's more balanced, I think, in weight. Hey there, first, let me show you with the good ink next. What time is there in Arizona? It's 1 hour earlier than us, I think. So I'm going to make another. This is a new ink pad, relatively new, so and I check to eyeball if anything missing. No. Let me make second imprint. Okay, this rough side on the left. Remember that. Okay, now let's see. It's clear. Okay. I think it's still need to cut a little more. The designed line is cut right there, so should be closer. just kind of straight. On this one, I may just make a little triangle right here. Right there. To break that round space, it should be like a peach shape. Okay. In this corner, it's a little extra. Left is right, right is left. And this line is a little bit thick. Let me see. I have to take some risk. I know it's kind of hard to not to break that. Oops, I know it's gonna happen. Anyway. Yes, let's just break that solid line. It just happened. You know, your experience really knows some happy accident will happen, or you know, you should try not to incur that. All right, thanks for your patience. I'm almost there. Okay. Ah, beautiful, huh? Okay, let me show you another tip. You know, sometimes just you cannot control the ink amount like too much. You can always start with a clean stone, so there's no residual, and then do it very gently, you know. Or you can use your fingertip to kind of load it. Some professional artists do that. They just use fingertip tapping the ink onto the stone. It's not real cinnabar. It's not poisoning at all. It's just hue. These days you cannot really get true cinnabar. Don't worry about that. If you use, just don't eat it. Don't. I usually blow some air from mouth like that. Let me just do this now. I need this mask. This will help to reduce the grain. Okay. Try to make this line a little smoother. Actually, it is okay, I think. Just a little slope around it. Okay, just make a little natural. Like a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to call finishing now by signing it. Let me just sign on this side. I'll just put my name and shot. I like the natural skin. I don't want to destroy that. With too much stuff. Okay, that's my name, Xiaohui, and my signature. So you always put this on the left side. Okay, now let me make one final test before I do the official. Okay, let me use this one. We got a stir. I think that can help to smooth out the surface of this dome if needed. Let me get some more paper towel. It is better to use cotton paper towel or tissue, which is not too coarse to rub it. I mean to clean it. So you can wash it with soap and water and toothbrush if needed. Just clean it before after you use with the tissue. It will prevent the pigment to get this stuck in the stroke. Just like that. Okay. I do spot one extra dot right inside that stroke. Okay. Take care of that. It's extra strong. Okay. Okay. Could first with the border on top. Hi. Thank you for your comments. We can make this a little thinner if we want. I think just make it steeper will do that. I don't want to make final mistakes. Just use this duster. Right. Okay. It has to do with how you make the seal and how you load it. If you want to make the line finer, you just load properly, not overloading it. You can use your fingertip to adjust. Okay. Oops, I moved a little. Oh, that's good. Actually, I didn't press too hard, so you can see the line is thinner than this one. Right? That's what I want. So just press less if you want, especially on the top part. You could press more on the bottom maybe. Okay, better stop. When I, use my right side brain, or logic brain, I make overdoing adjustment, either with painting or stone carve seal. So just use your gut feeling. You can use your left brain. Okay, let me make a clean copy with this card paper like we did earlier with these tests with my own seals. Okay. And don't shake too much. If you shake, you will get some border thicker. Oops. If you don't shake, you might miss the border. Maybe I missed it when I load. Oh, actually, you can you have to kind of wave a little bit. You might miss a thin border like that. Okay, I think it's hard to make up. So make sure you. Oh, actually, this is what happened. When you have a thicker paper, like I doubled it, it's tripled it. That's why it it's not soft enough, because the seal is not like leveled perfectly. You have to get some soft padding. That's very important to have some magazine at least. So if you use, like I was using 3 layers of cardstock, so that requires waving a little bit if you're not press enough. So it's not rubber stamp. You need the rubber underneath it. Otherwise, you'll miss some stroke or border. Okay, let me do it again. Just make sure it's even. See? That's a good one. Okay, let me try one more time. Then I'll do the official imprint in my collection book on rice paper. It's kind of hard when you reload. I'd rather do it from scratch so I know exactly how much ink on that. Sometimes I just use finger to even it out a little bit. If I see some fuzzy fiber in it, I'll just do that, and then you clean it with a paper towel. Then I blow some air, moisture, and then press hard. So, clean copy. It's a craft itself, how to make a perfect stamp. So each one could be a little different. See. This is more solid. If you use finger, you may see a finger texture in it. Anyway, finally, I like to make an engraver's copy. This is what I did earlier for my student and another artist friend who designed it himself. If you do this, you make sure you use a thicker pen, like a felt pen, not a ball pen, and send to me for approval before you place your order. You don't have to do that. Actually, I can design for you for Zodiac. We have some pre-carved Zodiac seals with the characters. If you want to design your own logo, just you can do that as well. Here we go. So it's a little practice because this seal is kind of narrow. It's easy to kind of flip. Don't do that. You just have to balance it. Don't lean to one side, otherwise it will be disasters. Okay, perfect. Sorry to make this video longer than I expect. So we don't have time to do the other mood seal. And I have a printout here to show you. It's like a preview. I'll do it tomorrow morning. This says Cloud Mountain in Serenity. So peace at night. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for following me on YouTube. And thank Forrest for your commission and patience with the whole process. Thank you for trust in my artistry. That's very appreciated. Okay, thank you. Bye bye now. Good night.